Right, that's all the chicken prepped. I'm not looking to brown it, but this is a decadent dish. Absolutely delicious. Definitely another shut the front gate recipe. Hello, welcome back to Farmer's Wife Homestead. Forgetting who I am for a second, but I'm Stacey. Welcome back to my farmhouse kitchen. Today is Sunday, I think it's around the 19th, and I've wanted to start being really good about not filming on the weekends unless absolutely necessary. I'm trying to play catch up or something like that, and just have some downtime, catch up on housework, catch up on the garden. And I did get in the garden this morning. It's too windy for me and my trigeminal neuralgia. Try to say that fast. It's just too windy and I will be down with the fleas. So I'm stuck inside. And I wasn't going to film. But here we are. You absolutely wanted to see the 40 clove chicken. We are going to be having that for dinner. I'm not sure what time it is actually. But we're going to make it now. I'll make it now. I'll film it. We'll make it now. And then I can just reheat it later on. Now traditionally my 40 clove chicken, actually while I'm standing here blabbing, I do get my chicken out. My garlic. So if you saw my last video about the easiest way to process garlic, game changer. And yep, I said it like 5 or 6 times. As I said, I did throw it in the freezer. I didn't add any oil. I just decided not to. So it's not going to be 40 cloves because there's probably 60, 70, 80 cloves in here, but they're little. 40 clove chicken is just, you don't have to be exact. I used to be, but you don't have to be. So yeah, so I'm going to get this out to thaw a bit. Just give it a smash and look. All individual cloves again. I'm going to put my hair up, I'm going to get my apron, and let's get to this. Right, I literally had no intentions of filming today, but I was like, I've already started to do something. I'm doing some pineapple, and I was like, just get the camera out, get the camera out. So I got husband came to me on Friday and says, honey, I've got to go to town and pick up a part for the tractor. Do you want to come for a ride? We'll take the car. I'm like, oh yes, I'll jump at any chance to spend time with the husband, because quality time with him is just far and few between. So we toddled into town and got his part, picked up a few other bits and pieces, and I went, oh, I need to go and get some chicken so I can make 40 clove chicken. And then I found some pineapples. They were two for $2, and now I know why. They're not very nice. They're a little bit manky. They're very pale. So I tried to have some on Friday night, and so I'm going to cook some up. Just making a light syrup. It's probably more a medium syrup rather than a light. And I'm just going to process up the pineapple, get it into my Instant Pot, and I'm simply going to bring them to the boil, chuck them into jars, and then I'm going to steam can them. I do have a couple of videos on that, and I will link them in the description. And I've got one how you can steam can it, and I've got one how you can can up pineapple with no special equipment, just a big pot and some jars, some old jars. So I will link those in case you're interested in seeing it. But if you've been here for any length of time, you'll know that I love to do my own pineapple. There is just no comparison whatsoever to canned. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly dice some of that up, pop it in there until it comes to temp, and then yeah, I've already explained what I'm going to do. You'll see what I mean. I will be doing quite a few. See how it's quite yellow? It's a little bit bruised. It's a little bit tough as well, but once it sort of cooks a little bit, it'll come right and the colour will brighten up. But I need to do a whole heap of cans of pineapple as well for my year supply while they're cheap and in season. And my grandkids love it as well. So I want to be able to take a couple of jars down when I go and see them. Let's see what this one's like. Oh, I just hate it when they make out like it's a good special, but it's not. It's just not the best product. So much wastage in this. That fruit and veggie shop's getting a little bit like that. I'll have to start going back to my other one I used to go to. Their quality is much better. I'm looking forward to doing a grocery shop. I went to the grocery shop the same day that husband and I went in and saw a lovely viewer. We said hello, and it was the first shop that I'd done this year, and had some treats for the kids, some chippies because I made the tuna casserole. That's a shut the front gate recipe, that one. It needs a couple of bags of chippies for that recipe, so I made that last night, so that was nice. And it was quite funny actually, while we were driving home, husband said to me, "Oh, why don't you do a cup of tea with Stacey where people can ask you questions?" I went, "Yeah, that's kind of cool." It's kind of like a Q&A, but where, you know, you might have cooking questions or something like that. So I thought that was kind of a cute little idea, and how sweet of him to be thinking of us all. So the way I envisage that it will look is I've got a separate email, and I will link that on the screen now and in the description. You send me an email of a question, and like it could be a topic rather than a question. If you want to learn something, like you might say, okay, oh, fringe needs cutting. You might say, oh, I want to learn more about dehydrating or freezer cooking or bulk freezer meals or something, and think of a topic, and we can just sit and it just be a 10-minute thing. And yeah, and it'll be a cup of tea with Stace. And yeah, so let me know what you think of doing a video like that, once a week or once a fortnight or something like that. I think it'll be quite fun. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly do the rest of this, and then we will start on the chicken dish. So I just grabbed some chicken breast. I will type up the recipe and pop that on the website and leave it in the description of the website. And I haven't made it for years, so I'm just going to have to wing it a little bit on my original recipe, but I'm pretty much sure I remember pretty much how to use it. Not how to use it, how to make it. Although I don't typically add spinach into it, but I'm going to today because I want to use up the spinach I have in the freezer. This is just starting to boil away. That's fine. I'm just going to leave that boiling for a little bit, and then, as I said, it's traditionally I serve it over a big mound of mashed potato, and then you put the chicken, and then you put the garlic sauce over the top. Now it's a lot of garlic, but it cooks, sort of simmers for quite some time, so the garlic doesn't become it's garlicky, but it's not in your face garlicky. It's almost, if anybody has roasted, you know, heads of whole bulbs of garlic, which is just divine. I love roasted garlic. it's kind of like that. It's sort of like gets that nutty flavour. So yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. All right, so I'm just going to, I used to do you know, like whole chicken breasts, but I'm going to just do strips for today's recipe. It's up to you. It's just going to take longer to cook, that's all. I would not do it like a full breast. I would thin it by cutting it in half. But yeah, today I'm just going to do the chicken pieces because I'm not sure if we've got 3 for dinner or 4 for dinner. So I've got to be prepared and always have extra because I never know when the extra is going to turn up. So I will do strips today. I've just got a container to the side here. I just got a wet cloth there, and that sort of helps. I'm just going to trim this up a little bit. It helps the mat from not sliding, so it's a lot safer. Right, it's quite thick chicken, which is fine, so I'm just going to sort of do chunks about that size. Just try and get it fairly uniform. Yes, if any of my kids watch this video, they're going to go, oh yay, it's one of the childhood favourites that they used to ask me to make, that and my country chicken casserole, which is similar to this, but it's got some different veggies in it. So when it starts cooling down in the autumn, we will start doing some more of the autumn and winter type recipes. This is the first thing of chicken that I've had to buy in a while because I buy mine in bulk in a big box. So it was $14.32 and $12.90 a kilo. And buying it in bulk, I definitely save a lot more money. That's a bit of a smaller piece. Right, that's all the chicken prepped. Chop my hands, and then I'm going to pop that chicken in the fridge while we get everything else organised. Right, I've just got my jars. It's not going to make too much because they're very small pineapples. But at least I've got some for some pizza now. Kids like pizza, you know, the Hawaiian type pizza. Just push it down so I can get more in there. Probably won't need that. That was lucky because you've got to have 3 minimum jars in your canner. I did far too much syrup. That's alright, I can use it for something else. I need to squeeze this in. There's only a few pieces left. Oh yeah, that'll fit. together. Right, because that's going, I can't make the chicken for right now, but what we will do is off camera I'm just going to peel a big pot of spuds so that we can have it over the mash. If you really want a full-on garlic meal, then you can add some garlic cloves to your mash as well, so you've got like 2 hits of garlic, which to us is not a problem. And I'm going to dice up a couple of medium onions, and the spinach I'll just grab straight from the freezer. And you need some chicken stock powder. I recommend powder or the concentrate. You can sort of like get a concentrate gel to use that rather than chicken stock in a liquid form, because you don't want to water it down too much. You can use it, but you'll only just be using a small amount to water, because you will water down the sauce anyway. And you need lemon. That's about it. Salt and pepper. I'm out of chicken stock powder, but I do think I have a chicken oxo cube, so I'll just have to substitute and use one of them. I have them purely on hand for those times that I run out of the vegeta. But in saying that, I have vegetable vegeta, so I may even just substitute that. Yeah, I may just do that as well. Alright, so I definitely overdid on the sugar syrup, but that's fine. So what I can do is cool this down, chuck it into a Ziploc bag, and then freeze it. And then when I go to do my big bulk lot of pineapple, I've already got 2 litres of sugar syrup. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So I'm not going to waste a couple of cups of sugar. Right, yeah, so I will see you back shortly. Okie dokie, I'm going to get some oil. And I like the Good Oil New Zealand. And I'm going to pop some in the bottom. Just a couple of tablespoons. And I've got some diced onion. And I'm going to pop a little bit of salt in there, about half a teaspoon, because we're going to want to soften these onions. So you don't want to caramelize them. So we're just going to soften them down, and once they're about halfway done, I'm going to pop all of this garlic into there as well. Again, you don't want to brown the garlic, you just want to just soften it slightly, but these have been frozen, so they probably, you know, have been, well, they've been slightly cooked anyway because of the method. But yeah, we'll just get this going, and once that has softened, it will continue to cook in the sauce, but you want it to be like 3/4 of the way cooked. And then we're going to pop the chicken in, and we're just going to sear the outside but not brown it. I'll show you a little more. And then we're going to put the rest of the ingredients in, and then just turn it right down and just let it simmer and bubble away and thicken up and become ever so absolutely delicious. Got potatoes on the back here as well. The cans of, those are hot. Cans of pineapple have come out. So that's really good. 3 cans there for the shelf. Alright, I'll bring you back once these onions have started to sweat down. Those onions are done enough. I'm going to chuck all that garlic in now. I'm going to take that garlic, that mix and put it into a container. I'm going to try and leave that oil in the bottom of the pan. Right. I'm not looking to brown it, so I don't mind the pan being overcrowded, and I salt and peppered it. It's okay if you get a little bit of browning on there, that's fine. It will add flavour to the sauce anyway, so, and you're not looking to cook it all the way through either. It's just to get a little bit of colour on it at this stage. Now I'm just going to salt and pepper this side as well. Right, I'm going to pop the onions and the garlic back in. If you've got chicken stock, use chicken stock. I've got some veggie stock, so I'm going to put that in. Now, I never said this was healthy. If you want to make a healthier version, you could just use stock and a tiny bit of cream, but this is a decadent dish. All in with the cream. Okay, now all we're going to do is we're just going to simmer this away. It's got enough salt and pepper. I'd like just a tad of thyme. Fresh would be better. I've only got dried, so I'm just going to pop a little bit in there. And we'll put the lemon juice a little bit later. Alright, so I'm just going to bring this up to a simmer and then turn it right down and then just let it slowly simmer away. So you're just basically just going to simmer it away until the chicken is fully cooked and until the garlic is really soft, cooked through, and it loses its pungent sort of taste. Okay, so it's been cooking for a good half an hour. I'm just going to grab a bit of lemon and pop that in there just to give it a little bit of acidity, and it also helps to thicken it up. The chicken is thoroughly cooked, and I'm just going to keep simmering for a little bit longer and thicken it up with a little bit of flour and softened butter. About a tablespoon of both. So just going to add a little bit at a time to thicken it up. You want a nice thick sauce, and this is where you can add the spinach now, but I'm not going to add that till later on. quite like the addition of the spinach, and I don't need a knife because the chicken is super tender. Absolutely delicious. Definitely another shut the front gate recipe. I should make it more often because I absolutely enjoy it. Hopefully the family does as well. Let me know if you give it a try. If you don't want to use chicken breast, you could use chicken thighs. The breast doesn't dry out if you simmer it nice and softly. But thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you on the next one. Alright, bye for now.